Good afternoon to you. It's been a cold week so far, but our temperatures are nothing compared to those across the more northern parts of Europe. And here in Norway, we saw temperatures yesterday at midday down at -21, way below the average. But things are set to change. The warmer air starts to arrive through Spain, Portugal, into France, across a good part of the United Kingdom by the time we get to the end of the weekend. And some of that warmth also drifts up to those really cold spots across southern parts of Scandinavia. Well, the reason for that, we lose the area of high pressure and we gain an area of low pressure. That's coming in from the west over the forthcoming 3 days. This is low, a long way off, but it gets closer and closer. By the time we get into the weekend, it's knocking on the door, and by the end of the weekend, that milder air would have spread over a good part of the United Kingdom. The other thing we're going to notice after a relatively quiet week is the strength of the wind. It's going to increase quite dramatically as we move into Sunday, more especially Monday and Tuesday of next week, when we have a broad southwesterly wind feeding in the milder air, but those winds will be strong at times, and they will bring with them some moisture as well. Now, for the moment, it's generally quite dry, but a fair blanket of cloud, as you can see, covering a good part of the United Kingdom, and in places it is giving some snow, especially down the North Sea coastal regions, some in the south as well. Some good holes in the cloud, limited holes, but also some good holes, and here in London, for instance, not a cloud in the sky, but that's the exception rather than the rule. As you can see, a large part of the United Kingdom has a fair amount of cloud, particularly those eastern areas, some in the south as well. A little bit of brightness trying to get through in places, but really struggling to lift those temperatures. 2 to 3 degrees across England and Wales, 3 in Northern Ireland, and no higher for a good part of Scotland than around freezing for the rest of the day. Now tonight we're going to see more of that mist and fog returning, also the risk of further snow flurries down those more eastern parts of England and Scotland, as well as perhaps the eastern side of the province in Northern Ireland. Generally a lot of cloud floating around, but it won't stop those temperatures fall away yet again to as low as -4 or -5 degrees Celsius. So Friday morning's forecast is very similar to today's, I think. A lot of cloud floating around, a little bit of brightness in places, mainly in those western areas, and a cold day yet again with a top temperature of 2 or 3 degrees. One of the benefits of our dry spell, albeit it's been quite cold, is the fact that we now have the lowest number of flood warnings or flood watches since September 2000. The river levels have slowly subsided over the last week and probably will continue to into the weekend before this area of low pressure starts to arrive. And the leading edge of this main system could bring a little bit of wet snow, but it's the one behind that gives it a shove as we move into Sunday that could bring strong winds and the risk of some quite heavy snow across the more northern parts of the United Kingdom for a couple of hours. I'll have more on that later. Bye for now.